In the silence of a fog-drenched graveyard, a glowing spirit known as the Betal clings to the king's shoulder. This is King Vikramaditya, a man famous for his bravery, but tonight, his strength is not the weapon he needs most. The spirit offers a deal. He will tell a story ending in a riddle. If the king knows the answer but remains silent, his head will shatter into 1,000 pieces. But if the king speaks the answer, the spirit will instantly fly back to his tree, forcing the king to return and capture him all over again. Pay close attention to the details of the case the Baital is about to present. Before the king reaches his verdict, you'll have a chance to solve the riddle of Magadha yourself. This walk is a recurring struggle of will. Each story the spirit tells is a calculated attempt to find a flaw in the king's logic, forcing him to weigh the rigid laws of justice against his own survival. The spirit begins his tale in the ancient kingdom of Magadha. He introduces 3 brothers, the sons of a man named Somdet, Arjun, Varun, and Neel. Each brother was a scholar, but they had mastered entirely different disciplines. The kingdom is thrown into chaos when a local maiden named Sundari is suddenly snatched away by a demon. With no witnesses and no trail, the 3 brothers vow to find her. Arjun applies his deep scholarly knowledge to track the abduction. He sifts through clues and ancient texts until he identifies the demon's exact location, a hidden cave deep within the Vindhya Mountains. Arjun provides the essential intelligence for the mission. However, simply knowing the location of a threat does not neutralize it. Information alone provides direction, but it lacks the power to intervene. To bridge the gap between information and action, Varun uses his mastery of engineering. By chanting specific mantras, he instantly constructs a magical flying chariot. The logistics are now solved. The chariot carries the brothers across hundreds of miles of treacherous terrain in an instant, delivering them directly to the entrance of the demon's lair. As the chariot arrives, Neel takes the lead. He draws his sword, leaps from the vessel, and engages the demon in a life-or-death struggle. Neel strikes the final blow, killing the demon and freeing Sundari from the cave. At this moment of victory, the spirit freezes the narrative. To save the maiden, the brothers required an unbroken chain of operations: the intelligence to find the target, the logistics to reach it, and execution to eliminate the threat. The Baital turns to the king and asks, "Of these 3, who has earned the right to be Sundari's husband and protector?" We've placed the 3 brothers on this scale: Arjun's intel, Varun's logistics, and Neel's action. Before the timer runs out, decide which carries the most weight. Knowledge pinpointed the destination. Resources enabled travel. As the clock hits 0, we face the final act. King Vikramaditya breaks his silence. He declares that Neel, and only Neel, is the true savior. The king explains that Arjun acted as a guide, and Varun acted as a facilitator. While their skills were necessary, they did not face the demon. Their roles were secondary to the physical risk of the combatant. In the king's eyes, the moral weight of a rescue rests with the person who steps into the arena. Knowledge and tools are support systems. The act of protection is the ultimate duty. Because the king spoke, the spirit immediately detaches from his shoulder and escapes into the treetops. The king has solved the riddle, but his journey must begin again from the very first step. This ancient dilemma mirrors the modern world. We often focus entirely on gathering massive amounts of data or building more sophisticated digital tools to streamline our lives. But data and tools are inert. They can show us a problem and even transport us to its doorstep, but they cannot independently resolve a crisis. Ultimately, capability is proven when an individual chooses to take action, moving beyond the information they possess or the tools they own to produce a real-world result.